Hello everyone, welcome back to the studio here in south of France, but not for long. I'm going to take you on a little visit. I've just come back from, back to my roots in Yorkshire where I grew up. We went for a family visit and we stayed in Haworth. We visited the beautiful salt mills where there's a David Hockney exhibition on at the moment. Fantastic, so lots of inspiration. The studio is a big mess from when I left it. I'll pop you a photo in. Where we were is where the Bronte sisters lived and wrote, of course. And there's a really interesting curiosity shop. So I hope you enjoy. Let's have a look. So here we are at the Haworth train station, where the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway passes through. Beautiful old steam line that runs right through the heart of the Yorkshire moors. This is one of the places where The Railway Children was filmed. And we did watch the original version while we were there. This just takes you back in time. And this is Haworth village, famous for its cobbled streets and an incredible atmosphere that feels like it just hasn't changed in hundreds of years. There were old bookshops and chocolate shops and cafe tea rooms, ice cream shops. We did get an ice cream. This doll shop, this old-fashioned doll shop, which was a bit strange. And, a friendly chicken roaming about the streets. So I had strict instructions from my brother to look at the church roof because he did it. He put that roof on. So obviously a more recent roof on this old church. And we're heading to the graveyard and the Bronte sisters' house. And it may seem a bit bizarre going to the graveyard. Apparently the Bronte sisters are not buried here, but my sister wants to go and take a photo because this is where in the film, the second film of The Railway Children, the children are sat in this graveyard and they open a letter, I think maybe from their father. I can't remember. We watched the first film, but I can't remember the second film. I need to watch it again. Let me know if you've seen them. So, of course, the famous Bronte book, Wuthering Heights, most likely filmed here. I can't remember that either, but I wish I could play the Kate Bush song for you here. It'd be really atmospheric. So in the middle of the village was this amazing shop, curiosity shop. It was called Cabinet of Curiosities, which sounds very French to me, Cabinet of Curiosity. And I honestly felt like we'd walked into a Harry Potter set of magic potions and birds, stuffed birds in under glass strange skeletal bodies. Every corner is packed with objects, some a bit bizarre, some very soapy and bath salts and creams, but all these beautiful old-fashioned bottles filled with lots of green potions. As an artist, and well, for anybody, it was really mesmerising. I could have spent hours in there. Look at all these boxes, old-fashioned, I suppose, pharmaceutical boxes. Perfumes and lots of interesting things to see. And it just kept going on and on through like a labyrinth of different rooms. It was lovely to see all these classic stories in these old-fashioned covers. So you can see by all the video footage that I got in this shop that, well, I loved it. It was really intriguing and, well, curious. Here's another old-fashioned style shop, a sweet shop. And well, if you're from the UK or from Yorkshire like me, you remember quite a lot of these sweets. And just down the valley from Haworth is Hebden Bridge, known back in the day for the textile industry, like a lot of places around this area. The handloom, weaving, and of course it had the canals and the train to get things transported.
more recently, Hebden Bridge, of course, is known for Happy Valley and a series I watched while I was there with my sister, Riot Women. Really good. But one of the highlights of the trip for me, well, the artist me, was the salts mill in Saltaire, a magnificent Victorian textile mill just outside of Bradford, where David Hockney came from. The building is dedicated to his work, and it's just, well, extraordinary. Downstairs you have prints and drawings and books. Of course, I couldn't decide which book to get, and the one I really liked was really heavy, and I couldn't risk putting it in my suitcase or my hand luggage. And then you go upstairs to the third floor, where you find his collection of iPad paintings. He made these during lockdown, painting flowers and the arrival of spring. Every single day on his iPad. The colours, the joy, the freedom in them as an artist was genuinely moving. Reminded me of why we make things. Coming back to where you grew up, seeing work that moves you, walking through landscapes that shaped you, it all goes in. I don't yet exactly know how this trip will find its way into my work. But I know it will. And I hope to see you next week back in the studio. And for those of you from the UK, especially from Yorkshire. You can't leave without doing fish and chips. And my sister made some lovely fresh scones with cream, jam and strawberries.
Hope you enjoyed that. Just a little trip back to my roots. Let me know where you're from and the connections that you have to it. Anything famous, anybody famous come from where you are, let me know, especially artists. I wanted to crack on with this painting, but I've come back to 40 degrees here in France, so video editing for me, and I'll see you next time, hopefully, for some painting. Bye for now. Au revoir.